say you've got an AK and you're wanting to replace the wood furniture on it. As you can see on this one, I've already replaced the stock. We'll cover that briefly. Just want to take a minute to show you how easy it actually is to replace the wood furniture on an AK. Alright, the first thing you're going to do is just basically a field strip, safety off, make sure it's clear, press the spring, remove the dust cover, pull the spring out, remove the charging handle, bolt, and gas piston. Alright, now at this point, if you still have the wooden stock on, there's two flathead screws. One that's exposed and one that is actually hidden by the spring handle when the rifle is assembled. To remove the wooden stock, you remove both of these screws completely. And in theory, at that point the wooden stock will slide out. I would recommend having a rubber or leather mallet, about 30 minutes and a lot of patience, because mine was in there tight and it took quite a while to be able to get it loose and get it out. The first thing I'm going to do is be replacing the pistol grip. As you can see, I've already started here. Now this is very easy. There's one flathead screw at the bottom of the pistol grip. There is an important thing to remember. Down inside is where the screw screws in. Now there's nothing capturing this other than the screw. So when you go to take off the pistol grip, you're going to want to put your finger inside and hold it as you remove the screw. And there you can see it's actually a square piece that fits into the receiver to hold that screw, and it is angled so that it angles with the pistol grip. If you drop this free inside, there's nothing to capture it, and it is very hard to get it back in because there's several pieces that are covering unless you do a complete disassembly. Take the screw, insert it into the new pistol grip, and now as you can see, we've got a much beefier, much more robust pistol grip here for the AK. Once you have the top end disassembled and the gas piston is out, very important, you need the gas piston out before you can remove this gas tube. You'll find that there's a lever on the right side of the gun. Some of these are easy, some of them are very hard. Mine happens to be a very hard one to turn. Turn that lever so that the piece of metal here is flush with the top of your sight. Once you do that, you have released the gas tube, and depending on how tight the fit, you may have to do some prying. And if you're worried about marring your finish, you probably shouldn't have an AK. Alright, at this point we've got this piece off. We'll come back to that. Alright, now we're going to remove the lower fore-end grip. Again, this is very simple. If you'll look along the top on the right side, you'll see a lever here. All you have to do is pry that lever up. Once you get it up and all the way back, you'll hear a click, and this piece will simply slide loose. You've now released this piece of wood. To show you how I remove the wooden piece, there's lots of videos on YouTube saying use pliers or use a box end wrench there. I found It's a little easier if you just slide it into a tabletop vise. Once you have it twisted 180 degrees, the wood will simply slide out. So now that piece is freed, and you have just the bare gas tube there. Now I leave it in still for the assembly of the new piece. Now some of these are directional. You'll notice that the Picatinny goes a little further out on one side than it does the other. Every one that I've ever put on, you need to have the short side towards the back of the firearm. So assembly is just the reverse of disassembly. Slide it on, rotate 180 degrees, and you're there. Alright, now if you're like me, the bottom piece may actually require a little bit of work with the Dremel. When I slide this back, this sling point here is actually going to interfere. Alright, once you get it cut down enough so that it fits right, it did take quite a bit of Dremel work for me to get this as a solid fit. You should just be able to start the latch. Take a ball peen hammer, knock the latch down until it's fully engaged. That way we know that stock is not moving anywhere. Now we take our gas tube, reinstall it. Now all that's left is reassembly. So don't completely rely on that. Be sure that you can still use your iron sights.